let's see. Since you brought up cancer, I found this very interesting. So it says there's a post from this random person.
Brought up cancer.
Michael.
Oh, did he? I didn't know that.
He said that someone who says that smoking weed is more carcinogenous than smoking cigarettes is a food.
Cancer.
Oh man. It says in 2024, I can't believe videos like this even have to exist, but they do because holy fuck, look at the comment section. And it's an Instagram video, someone who had skin cancer, biopsied, whatever. I mean, I guess I can play it, but I'm not gonna play that. Music fucking sucks. And the comment section is, as you might expect, kind of, I'm sorry, but it isn't. It's not this. The sun doesn't cause skin cancer, yada, yada, yada. It's the food. It's all this other stuff, right? And I have this argument pretty often, to be quite honest with you. Not argument, but I have this comes up. And someone says, at some point, we got to stop trying to convince people about scientific facts and just let nature take its course. And I think that that's just really interesting. Right? Because nature, sun is part of nature, correct? Yes?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And if the sun, and this is the way I think about it, I still use sunscreen, especially on my head because it's very sensitive skin and I shave my head. If the sun caused skin cancer and killed us, then I think we probably would have died out a long time ago.
Wait, we're going down this path.
Wait, so is there a question? Or you're just making the point that
it seems logical.
Sun has existed for all of human history, and skin cancer is a relatively new thing.
Well, I mean, I don't know that it never existed before, right? I'm sure some people had skin cancer for one reason or another, but it seems like we would have died a long time ago because we didn't have sunscreen if the sun was killing us with cancer, right?
Well, I think there's a lot of things to unpack here because one, we don't know how people died back in the day. Like they could have died of skin cancer. We don't know that they didn't.
I mean, if the sun was killing us, then we wouldn't have survived. It doesn't seem like something that we evolved with would kill us, like the sun, right? I mean,
but there are plenty of two people can smoke cigarettes for 40 years and one get cancer and the other don't.
Okay, in that case, then half the population would have died. And I don't think that's a sustainable model.
I just use two people as an example. I'm not saying it's apples to apples, but just because there are different populations evolved for different things. I mean, go look at Greek people as compared to Irish people. Look at their skin tones. Look at their complexion and the. Are
you saying races are different?
Yes, and how they the melatonin in your skin and how
melanin, not
melanin in your skin and how it handles sun. So yeah, I do think it's different. And I think different cultures have different ways of doing things. Look at elephants. They put mud on themselves to cover themselves from the sun. So like, I feel like, there's a lot more there that just
elephants are just walking around the Serengeti with just mud all over them. And they just from head to toe.
No, not from head to toe. But if you go and look it up, when it's really hot and sunny, the elephants will bask themselves in mud to shield themselves from the sun.
Yeah, probably because they're in zoos and they're getting fed all those seed oils. Am I right, Michael?
No, yeah. They're cooling themselves down. My chickens do it too. They dig down into the ground where the temperature is a little bit cooler, and then they lay in there to cool their bodies down when it's hot outside. It's probably a similar thing. I mean, I get what you're saying, Brad, and I'm kind of with Brad here. Sorry, Charles. I'm with both of you. Of course, it's more complicated than that, but
yes,
we have seen a lot of cancers and other diseases that have been brought on by toxins and unhealthy lifestyles, and one of which probably we should be looking at is skin cancer. What are the reasons that the prevalence of it is so much higher nowadays?
Now, let me be very clear for the listeners. I am not suggesting that I am not giving you medical advice. If you use sunscreen, good for you. Maybe you should use it. I don't know. I'm just saying this one argument about the Darwin Awards. If people don't use sunscreen, then let them die. Kind of makes you think if everyone was going to die if they didn't use sunscreen, then we would have died a long time ago, right? And maybe the sun. I'm sure it plays a part in all of this. But I think it's a more complicated picture than just I'm going to protect myself with sunscreen and ignore all the rest, But Charles doesn't have to worry about that because of that melanin. Know what I'm saying?
No, I'm not saying that I'm completely protected.
That's what I said.
I have to wear sunscreen too. But I also think that we're ignoring things like the fact that people shave or people use chemicals to remove hair on their bodies, or they use chemicals on their skin for various reasons, whether it's peels or lotions or exfoliants and all this other stuff that comes with modern day life that doesn't leave your skin the way that your skin was left back in the day.
Do you think there's chemicals in sunscreen?
Of course there. Yes, of course there. But you're not understanding my point. All of these things, separate and apart from sunscreen, all of these things that break down barriers of your skin that we use today and didn't use in the past, leave your skin more vulnerable, and so you use sunscreen to then protect it. It's not an end-all be-all either. You can still get skin cancer when you wear sunscreen, but I don't know that it's I don't know.
Okay.
And I saw a comment like that the other day too on Instagram.
Well, at any rate, let's go back to some presidential politics.